was happening in River State, tension in River State, and if he had not intervened timely, nobody knows what would have happened in the state.
4 days in office after state of emergency, River State Governor visits President Tinubu, says emergency rule was timely intervention. New agenda in New York. Vice President Shettima meets think tank ahead of presentation at UNGA.
We are asking that an extra 37 women are voted into Senate, which they will contest and win. It's not about dashing them.
Constitution review. Women demand more seats. Holds public hearing on 98 bills. Good news from the figures. Nigeria's GDP records 4.23% growth in second quarter of 2025. Hello and welcome to the Network News on NTA this rainy Monday night in Abuja. I'm Naja'at Tijani. Tonight, Musa Abubakar and Ayo Makinde join us live from our studios for business and sports highlights. Musa?
Equities market opens the week in negative territory as oil prices deep.
All right then, Ayo, hopefully there's good news from your end.
Well, big one, because right now in Paris, the land is getting green for so many nominees as Gianluigi Donnarumma of PSG, formerly of PSG, and now Manchester City is just the best goalkeeper according to the Ballon d'Or Awards. More winners will emerge before the end of the news.
All right, then we look forward to the details. Remember that this broadcast is being streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live. Don't worry about missing any part of the news as we stream live on YouTube, and you can watch the replay NTA Network. Do follow us across the rest of social media. Our handles are displayed on the screen. And now the news in detail, beginning with democracy. Reinstated Governor of River State, Siminalayi Fubara, has expressed readiness to work with the federal government to ensure speedy delivery of gains of democracy to the people of his state. The governor was in the State House this Monday evening to appreciate and commend President Tinubu for what he calls a timely intervention, which has restored stability in the political landscape of the state.
I'm here to say thank you, especially for his intervention. We all knew what was happening in River State, the political tension in River State, and if he had not intervened timely, nobody knows what would have happened in the state. And for me, it was saving the situation. I'm here after the lifting of the suspension to appreciate him and also tell him we're ready to hit the ground running. For the state, I believe that my coming back after the lifting of the suspension is a new and stronger hope for our people, because the government is a government about the people, it's a government that believes in peace. So our working is not just for the people, but also with all the parties, the assembly members, the National Assembly members, elders, everybody this time around are working for the betterment of our dear states.
Governor Fubara returned to office after a 6-month emergency rule declared by the president in River State due to political crisis, leading to the suspension of the governor, his deputy, and members of the State House of Assembly. After exactly 6 months, President Tinubu directed the emergency rule be ended, having observed the commitment of political stakeholders to work harmoniously and return peace to the state. Nigeria President Kashim Shettima is in New York for the 80th United Nations General Assembly session, leading Nigeria's delegation by President Bola Tinubu. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports that upon his arrival, the Vice President met other members of the Nigerian delegation regarding expectations of the country's participation.
Vice President Kashim Shettima arrives in New York, received at the J.F. Kennedy International Airport, welcomed members of the Nigerian delegation, officials of the Nigerian mission in New York, and other stakeholders. Vice President Kashim Shettima engaged members of the delegation ahead of his schedule to join other leaders in a global event to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the United Nations. He would also deliver Nigeria's national statement on behalf of President Bola Tinubu and attend a on climate for heads of state and government to be hosted by the United Nations Secretary General.
The topical issues that will rarely come up, so Nigeria's position, the conflicts in the Middle East, in Gaza, Israel, Palestine. There's the issue of Eastern Congo. There is the conflict in Sudan. The Vice President will be meeting with the Prime Minister of Sudan. He's also going to be participating in the African Union's Peace and Security Council meeting, which is going to be taking place.
So in all is to push forward, agenda is to push forward the areas that we're focusing in investment, is to push forward the reforms that the Nigerian economy has experienced in the last 2 years, and to make sure that all the friends of Nigeria in New York for this event are well versed in the position of where we are right now.
Areas of strength, and of course knowing fully that Nigeria is one of the leading economies in Africa, and of course some of the very important reforms that were established at the beginning of our government in Nigeria that have really opened up a lot of opportunities, and of course we believe this very important UN General Assembly will certainly further reposition Nigeria as one of the destination for people to come invest in our own country.
Vice President Shettima is also slated to attend the high-level roundtable of the global champions on adequate and affordable housing to be hosted by the President of Kenya on September 24th, and attend other bilateral meetings and events. From New York, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
The government has activated an economic empowerment for more than 10 million women to achieve its $1 trillion economy. Nigeria's Minister of Women Affairs, Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, made this known at a high-level sideline event at the ongoing United Nations in New York, scaling women's economic empowerment, financing inclusive growth for peace, development and human rights. Lessons from Nigeria for the Women Project.
To act in Nigeria, and one of the key vehicles being utilized is the Nigerian for Women Project. The Nigerian for Women Project, under the leadership of His Excellency, Mr. President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, is to the country's women economic empowerment platform and the biggest investment by the government of Nigeria for women in collaboration with the World Bank.
We remain firmly committed to enabling an environment where women have equitable access to finance, skills and markets that will allow them to fully contribute to national development.
And when women thrive, families and communities and entire economies thrive. Reinvestments in women's empowerment are not only a moral imperative, they are an economic necessity for peace, prosperity, and shared growth.
In my state, most of the programs of empowerment that we do, 70% of the beneficiaries are women. And we will continue to do that.
The Nigeria for Women project is envisioned as a transformative, gender-responsive initiative which will directly impact women, children, families and vulnerable persons across all 774 local government areas, providing a unified national platform to tackle systemic issues such as gender inequality, family instability, digital exclusion, child vulnerability and economic disempowerment. Cutting-edge technology and artificial intelligence. Parliaments across Africa want to use them to tackle fiscal and governance challenges as well as transform budget scrutiny. This is at the 8th conference of the African Network of Parliamentary Budget Offices, where Speaker of Nigeria's House of Representatives, Abbas Tajuddin, says Nigeria is taking the lead by strengthening procurement laws to block leakages. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that delegates from 16 member countries are attending the conference in Abuja.
Effective fiscal oversight in parliaments across Africa is of essence to enable the continent to achieve the 20th agenda. Speaker Abbas, while declaring open the conference, points to available data that Africa loses billions of dollars annually, monies that should have been channeled to development projects.
Under President Tinubu's leadership, funds are being channeled towards formative projects that will expand revenue generating capacity, such as power and agriculture, rather than for consumption. The House stands firmly behind the President using judicious borrowing as a catalyst for growth and poverty reduction.
The conference aims to build capacity of budget offices for evidence-based fiscal management across member countries.
I encourage us all to use this conference as a springboard for innovation and renewed commitment to fiscal representability.
Our overall objective is to contribute to the effective utilization of public resources, but in the context of the African Union's Agenda 1560.
We are well positioned to chart a new course for budgetary expansion across Africa.
Among topics of discourse at the conference are oversight, accountability and fiscal discipline, bridging gaps between preparation and implementation, and public debt management in Africa.
They provide an avenue for us to borrow best practices from each other to enable us to know where we have limitations. We can borrow from those who have already adopted the best practices.
Not only Africa that you find corruption, even in the great United States, people talk about corruption, but we as human beings every day we eat.
Nigeria is hosting the conference for the first time. NTA News.
We'll take a break now. Stay tuned for more stories when we return.
Heart of Owerri. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodimma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. Emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. Half a minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
Paradise, come and know your way to paradise. Anniversary Walima lecture of Senator Densedau's weekly Islamic preaching, which will take place on Tuesday 23rd September 2025. Time 10 a.m. Venue National Assembly Central Mosque, Apo Legislators Quarters, Zone E, Abuja. Speaker Saidu Muhammad Densedau. Chairman of the occasion Senator Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar, Marafan Sokoto. Special guest of honor Deputy Senate President Senator Barrow Jibril. Chief host. Wale Maradun, Minister of Defense State, Royal Father of the Day, Justice Lawal Gumi, Emir of Gumi, Announcer Sufyan Abdullah, Chief Imam National Mosque, Apo, Abuja.
Abundant farmland, vibrant workforce, strategic investments. Nigeria's land is fertile, and under President Tinubu, it's coming alive with new promise. Investments, modern tools, bigger harvest. A new chapter opens the displaced with skills, income, and hope. Mega farms, smart farming, safer communities. From farm to industries, jobs are growing, losses shrinking. We're not there yet, but we're on the road and moving fast. Nigeria's comeback story is not yet complete, but it is firmly underway.
Powered by the Citizen Connect Initiative.
Feel free to imagine a world with no boundaries. Just you and your dreams, running wild and free. Oh no, life can be easy. Oh, smooth connection with the
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supremalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supremalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supremalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
The world needs moms. With a splash of Golden Terra oil, a mom can transform a frown into a smile. Change no thanks into yes please. Resolve family feuds without blowing a whistle. Providing tasty family meals is all that matters. Where there are moms, there is love. Golden Terra oil, pour pure love.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point oh.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer oh.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as your banker. Progress na small wey dey carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you dey use money point?
Of course na, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
Nigeria at 65, a continental giant takes another step forward, navigating the contradiction fueled by a colorful and resourcefully diverse populace, yet questions linger on the destination of state, propelled by the vagaries of nationhood. What is your contribution to this journey? Join the NTA and an eclectic mix of everything Nigerian, from the academic deans to the street kings, who will lend their voices on the platform that has always been a part of the journey. The NTA on October 1st, 2025.
Thanks for staying remain tuned. We're still talking parliamentary matters. Following successful zonal public debates across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country, the House of Representatives, through its Committee on Constitutional Review, has set before it a compendium of 87 proposed amendment bills with a view to correcting grey areas in the 1999 Constitution. National Assembly correspondent Joshua Ogunjide reports that this took center stage at a public hearing here in the FCT.
There is no gainsaying in the fact that there are unresolved questions as far as constitutional development of Nigeria is concerned, especially the 1999 Constitution, widely considered as a military dictate. This long-awaited public hearing is therefore exigent for constitutional alteration that will reflect true response to the felt needs and expressed desires of the Nigerian people, organized around the central pillars of a modern, functional, and just society.
Before us today is a compendium of 87 proposed amendment bills, each a response to the felt needs and expressed desires of the Nigerian people.
The process you are undertaking today is therefore not only about amending legal provisions, it is about giving Nigerians renewed confidence that their voices matter in shaping the future of our democracy.
Thematic areas for the public hearing covers electoral reforms, judicial reforms, legislature, inclusive governance, security and policing, and devolution of powers.
That a constitutional amendment must be a listening exercise before it becomes a legislative one. 1999 Constitution had received 5 different alterations at different times by different assemblies.
Others are targeted at the strengthening of institutions, including the traditional institutions, fiscal reforms, citizenship and indigenship, as well as state and local governments creation. The validated bill will proceed to face the rigorous scrutiny of the plenary, the complex process of harmonization with the Senate, and the final critical hurdle of approval by at least 24 state assemblies. In Abuja, Joshua Ogunjide, NT News.
Hundreds of Nigerian women representing the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory have converged on Abuja in a united call for increased women's participation in governance. National Assembly correspondent Amina Saidu reports that it is a renewed call for special seats in Parliament for women.
Yes, Nigeria women!
The event began with a gathering at the Mariam Babangida National Center for Women Development, where various women's groups, activists, professionals and grassroots leaders assembled in solidarity with the agenda. From there, the women embarked on a peaceful procession through some major streets in Abuja, making their way to Transcorp Hilton. Their mission is to submit a memorandum to the National Assembly leadership, strongly endorsing the special seats reserved for women bill, which seeks to secure a constitutional quota for women in both legislative chambers.
We are here to engage acts of nation building, the collective reimaging, reshaping of the supreme law of our land, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We are asking that an extra 37 women are voted into Senate. It should be placed there. Women who are in political parties should compete for that seat. It's women only seat. And then 37 positions be reserved for the House of Representatives for women only to contest it. And also within the state houses of assembly, for women to have every House of Assembly will have extra 3 seats for women, which they will contest and win. It's not about dashing them.
The reserved seat bills that we are talking about will ensure that we close the gender gap in the political landscape of Nigeria.
Advocates say the bill is a critical step towards correcting the gender imbalance in Nigerian politics. Amina Saidu, NT News.
Nigerian women there pushing for more women in Parliament. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court Abuja Division has adjourned the commencement of trial of suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Butioduahang to 20th October 2025. The presiding judge, Justice Muhammad Umar, gave the order in Abuja following the objection raised by the defendant in the matter. Dele Atumbi of our Judiciary Desk reports.
The commencement of trial of suspended Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Aduaghan before a federal high court in Abuja was stalled due to an objection raised by the defendant. Natasha Akpoti-Aduaghan, who was arraigned on June 30, 2025 on a 6-count charge filed by the Director of Public Prosecution of the Federation, was granted bail by the court. When the case was called for mention, Prosecution Counsel David Kaswe told the court that the business of the day was for the prosecution to open its case by calling its first witness. Responding, Defense Counsel Eyoji West Idahosa SAN expressed concern about the possibility of the prosecution opening its case. West Idahosa said the defendant has filed a notice of preliminary objection to challenge the court's jurisdiction to hear the matter. He said the objection is not to the nature of the charge, but the alleged abuse of the prosecutory powers of the Attorney General of the Federation. The Defense Counsel also complained about not being served with copies of the statements of the prosecution witnesses. Justice Mohammed Umar insisted that the prosecution must first respond to the objection. The judge said he intends to first determine the objection raised by the defense team before taking any further steps in the matter. Justice Umar subsequently fixed October 20, 2025 for the hearing of the objection. Natasha Akpoti-Aduaghan is standing trial on a 6-count charge bordering on cybercrimes. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
The two chambers of Nigeria's National Assembly are set to reconvene plenary on Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025, after 2 months of annual break. Legislative issues for consideration topping the agenda include the passage of constitution review bills, amendment of the Electoral Act, and accelerated oversight of MDAs on implementation of the 2025 budget and capital component of the 2024 appropriation. This is as both chambers prepare to receive the 2026 proposed appropriation bill from the executive in the coming weeks.
And lay the report before the two chambers of the Senate and the House of Representatives for members to also fully participate in the debate, after which we'll go into voting on each of the bills being proposed. And at the end of voting, and a decision has emerged by at least 2/3 of the Parliament, we now proceed to the state level.
The President, on resumption, will most likely bring the 2026 appropriation bill to the National Assembly. And as such, the National Assembly will also be preoccupied with the nitty-gritty of the passage of the budget before December, keeping the practice of retaining the budget cycle to commence from January to December.
Let's be expecting the best out of the question in terms of oversight. Job is to oversight and bring up bills and policies that will improve the standard of Nigerians.
State and House of Representatives embarked on the annual recess in July 2025. Let's talk numbers affecting the economy. Fresh figures from the National Bureau of Statistics show that Nigeria's economy has recorded stronger growth in the second quarter of 2025. This follows the rebasing of the country's gross domestic product using 2019 as the new base year. Muplang Dakok reports.
Nigeria's gross domestic product grew by 4.23% year-on-year in real terms in the second quarter of 2025, higher than 3.48% recorded in the same quarter of 2024. The figure released by the National Bureau of Statistics shows that these numbers also surpassed the 3.13% growth rate of the first quarter of 2025. In nominal terms, GDP rose to a record 100.73 trillion naira as Nigeria continues to work towards achieving the much-anticipated $1 trillion economy. Sectoral breakdown of the report shows that agriculture grew by 2.82%, industry grew by 7.45%, and the services sector recorded 3.94% growth.
I think it's cheering to note that real GDP growth in quarter 2 of 2025 came in at 4.23%. Common man in the street will always ask what is in it for him or her. I think that question will be answered when we have significant expansions in the agri sector and the manufacturing sector.
For the oil sector, average oil production rose to 1.68 million barrels per day compared with 1.41 million barrels per day in the second quarter of 2024. Meanwhile, the non-oil sector posted 3.64% growth rate, driven by industries such as agriculture, information and communication, real estate, financial institutions, trade, construction, and electricity, gas, steam, and air conditioning supply. In summary, the latest GDP report reflects sustained momentum in Nigeria's economic recovery, supported by both oil and non-oil activities. Muplang Dakok, NTA News.
Well, for more on this and other areas of business, Musa Abubakar will tell us more. Musa?
Thank you, Naja. And now let's begin with energy. Oil prices slip on Monday as worries over geopolitical tensions in Russia and the Middle East were offset by renewed concerns about oversupply. Iraq, the second largest producer in OPEC, has ramped up crude exports in line with the OPEC Plus agreement, according to state oil market SOMO, which projected September shipments at between 3.4 million and 3.45 million barrels per day. Brent crude futures fell 34 cents or 0.51% to $66.34 a barrel, trading within the $65.50 to $69 range held since early August. Meanwhile, U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude for October delivery expiring Monday slipped 28 cents or 0.45% to $62.40 a barrel. And now to the equities market. The Nigerian stock market ended today's trading on a negative note as the all-share index fell to 141,498.22 points. A total of 488.56 million shares were traded in 28,621 deals, with investors exchanging stocks worth 13.72 billion naira. The downturn pulled the equity market capitalization down to 89.52 trillion naira, underscoring the cautious sentiment that shaped today's session. Royal Exchange led the gainers with 9.8% share price appreciation, closing at 2 naira 24 kobo per share, followed by Secure Electronic Technology, Chams, and Prestige Assurance Company. On the losing side, Mark Nicholas came out last with an end-of-day price depreciation of 10% at 3 naira 33 kobo per share, followed by Ikeja Hotel, FT and Cocoa Processors, and Nigeria Breweries. Well, that concludes business news. Naja is back to you.
Thank you, Musa. That was quite an interesting roundup. Constitutional affirmation of local government autonomy with direct allocation from the federation account has ushered a new level of responsibility for the nation's internal auditing system. Borno State Governor Babagana Umara Zulum made this observation while declaring open the 29th Annual Conference of Auditors General for Local Governments and Area Councils in Nigeria, hosted in Maiduguri by the Office of the Borno State Auditor General for Local Government. Muhammad Guni reports.
The 29th Annual Conference of Auditors General for Local Governments, Area Councils in Nigeria, with the theme Advancing Local Government Auditing in Nigeria, Global Standards for Fiscal Autonomy transparency and sustainable development is bringing together auditors general across the 36 states of the Federation and other critical stakeholders in the public sector financial management to share expertise, experiences and insights to shape the future of local government auditing in Nigeria. Represented by his deputy Umar Usman Kadafur, Governor Zulum described local government auditing as a strategic, forward-looking function that safeguards public resources, promote fiscal discipline and accelerate development at the grassroots.
I ask each of you to engage, share your case, level experiences, encourage the status quo, and provide practical aspects of the reform. The work before us requires efficiency, collaboration. No single institution can achieve the goal of transparency and accountability in isolation. I initiate the report to both the National Assembly and the state assemblies. We take the historical step of ensuring the office of representative for local government in the Constitution of the Federal Republic.
The responsibilities of the offices of the Auditor General in Nigeria is now enormous and challenging. And inshallah, by the grace of God, will rise up to the occasion.
There were goodwill messages from the Borno State Head of Service, Commissioners of Finance and Local Government, declaring support to local government auditing system that aligns with global best practice. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
And in neighboring Yobe State, the government has launched the distribution of 50,000 bags of various grains to vulnerable persons across the 17 local government areas of the state. The initiative, which is part of the government's food security drive program, aims to support hundreds of individuals impacted by the pre-harvest period. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
The pre-harvest period is a critical time when households' food reserves are often deflected, having been consumed throughout the season, or are reinvested in farming as they await the upcoming harvest. The procurement distribution of 50,000 bags of assorted grains by Yobe State government aims to provide succor to vulnerable population across the state struggling during the challenging pre-harvest period.
This is in line with the government's vision and mission of food security and resilience, building for efficient and effective recovery from natural disasters such as this year's floods, which claims some lives and properties. I wish to commend the federal government under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for aligning national priorities with our efforts to achieve food security through the renewed HOP agenda.
This intervention is not only consistent with the federal government national food security and national policy on food and nutrition, but also reflects the spirit of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2, Zero Hunger, the Global Food Security Agenda, and the FAO framework on food system resilience.
The initiative is expected to benefit over 350,000 individuals, with each receiving a 50 kg bag of grain to be delivered directly to their doorstep. In the Matru, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
And still on empowerment, 400 youths have graduated from a specialized program designed to equip them with skills to plant, nurture, manage and harvest date palm trees, a move set to transform livelihoods, combat desertification and grow Jigawa State's economy for generations to come. Muhammad Musa Askira reports that stakeholders say the program is the first of its kind in Nigeria.
With 2,084 clusters spread across the state, the project will support the federal government's Great Green World initiative aimed at halting desert encroachments across the 12 frontline northern states. Beneficiaries who showcased their newly acquired skills in both plantation, management and value addition explained how every part of the dead palm tree can be harnessed for economic benefits, from fruits to fronds, trunks to sap. Governor Umar Namadi, while addressing the graduates, expressed optimism that the project will drive over 40 billion naira in revenue over time and significantly complement Jigawa's growing economy. The second phase of the program, he announced, will be launched in June 2026.
The Date Palm Development Program will involve the propagation and planting of over 200,000 date palm tree seedling across 2,084 date palm clusters covering 1,042 hectares. Each Each of the 400 used train will be entrusted with a half hectare of the for proper management. Already all the sites were equipped with 5 industrial boreholes for watering and irrigation purposes, and will also be fenced to prevent encroachment and safeguard the survival of the citizens.
Experts say with a lifespan of 70 to 100 years, the dead palm tree is more than a crop. It is a legacy of resilience and prosperity for generations of Jigawa people. Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Next, congratulations are in order. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Ibrahim Shehu Shema, former Attorney General and Governor of Katsina State and Chairman, Governing Board of the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, NAMA, on his 68th birthday. Describing him as a visionary leader whose legacy of statesmanship and financial discipline remains referenced in the country, President Tinubu believes the former governor raised the standard of governance by investing in infrastructure during his tenure. Similarly, President Tinubu felicitates with Dr. Abubakar Isa, Chairman, Spectrum Engineering, on his birthday. President Tinubu says the celebrant has distinguished himself through professional excellence and steadfast contributions to Nigeria's economic growth and commends his remarkable strides in manufacturing, finance, engineering, industry and enterprise. The President prays God grants the birthday mates many years of good health, strength and wisdom. It's time to take another break. Do stay tuned for more when we return.
Malaria knocks you down. You can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria.
Comel!
Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
Sedap Supreme Noodles is here for you. Because only the finest ingredients go into Sedap Supreme Chicken Essence to give it that truly delicious chicken taste. Sedap Supreme tasty chicken noodles with real chicken essence, capturing the Sedap Supreme tasty chicken goodness. Sedap Supreme Noodles, the essence of tasty chicken goodness. Also available in rich spices variants. Be Supreme Nigeria.
Wow! Awesome! There's always more with Mr. Chef in the Mr. Chef Extra Jara promo. Buy the 100 cubes pack, get 10 free cubes. Buy the 50 cubes pack, get 5 free cubes. Available in beef, chicken, mixed spices, and all-purpose variants.
My morning ritual starts here, surrounded by Life-Made furniture. From my wardrobe to my bed, Life-Made Furniture's whole house customization designs every piece to perfection. I love that in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Ibadan, and Kano, there's Life-Made Furniture.
For a whole house customization and furniture projects, call 081 2000 6000 or visit elifemade.com. Life-Made, your life made forever.
Yummy golden penny, delicious golden penny, serving happiness, golden penny, yummy golden penny, delicious golden penny, say you want stuck in between, golden penny.
Golden Penny, home of good foods, serving happiness, nourishing families. Yum!
The MTN Mega Billion promo is here. Dial star 900 hash and recharge 100 naira or more before 5 p.m. and you could be a millionaire. At 7 p.m., all cash prizes will be paid directly into your Momo account. Dial star 900 hash. Start recharging now and stand a chance to win big in the MTN Mega Billion promo.
Guys, food is ready.
suitable for jollof rice, stew, spaghetti, and yam porridge. Cooked to impress.
No buy am. But why? No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with Holographic Seal Tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the Holographic Seal Tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
Mealtime is game on. Meet my SureBet Game Changer, made from natural ingredients to deliver game-changing chicken aroma and taste for my whole team.
Mom, why did we not use this before?
Upgrade your chicken game with game-changing chicken flavor from Maggi Chicken.
Inna lillahi wa inna lillahi raji'un. We announce the death of our father and grandfather, Alhaji Engineer Salihu Momo, the Otoze of Ibira land, who died on Sunday, 21st September 2025. He was aged 86. The 3 days Fidel prayer will take place from Wednesday, 24th September at number 4 Ikwehi Close before Government House, GRA Okene. He is survived by wives, children, and grandchildren. May his soul rest in Jannaatul Firdaus. Ameen. Announcer Alhaji Abdul Mumuni Salihu for the family.
Nigeria at 65, a continental giant takes another step forward, navigating the contradiction fueled by a colorful and resourcefully diverse populace, yet questions linger on the destination of state, propelled by the vagaries of nationhood. What is your contribution to this journey? Join the NTA, an eclectic mix of everything Nigerian, from the academic deans to the street kings, who will lend their voices on the platform that has always been a part of the journey. The NTA on October 1st, 2025.
Globacom, one of Nigeria's leading telecommunication network providers, Globacom Limited, has unveiled 2 new products, the 6 and 6 Talkmaster and the Welcome Bonus package for Nigerians. Amaka Owo reports that the products were unveiled as customer-friendly initiatives designed to deliver more value to subscribers.
Globacom Limited is customer-centric and places the people at the center of its operations by providing quality service. Beyond advancing in technology and the numbers, the network provider builds relationships and fosters connectivity by value addition through airtime and data rewards, as seen in the latest life-changing products, which are the Talkmaster for existing and new customers, and the Welcome Back offer just for new customers.
Get your Glow line. Automatically, you'll be on the Glow Talkmaster, and if you're an existing customer, we're saying dial *606# and you'll be on Talkmaster. Reward is automatic once you do a minimum of 6 minutes of calls on a day. And I'm saying that this is not limited, it's unlimited. The more you talk, the more we give. So it's more like, 1 for 1. So for every minute you talk, you get a free minute. So, but you need to meet the 6 minutes threshold and you get 6 minutes. When you're done with the free 6 minutes, you can do another 6 minutes, you get 6 minutes more again. As much as you do, you get more. So you get rewarded for every minute you talk.
One is a welcome bonus for all new customers, where a new customer comes into a Glow network. We are offering him 2,000 Naira free welcome bonus here, which includes about 25 minutes and 1 GB of data here.
For Globacom Limited, the goal is to innovate, provide value, reward loyalty, and enhance lives.
Our mission is about connecting hearts, building relationships, and enabling dreams.
Globacom Limited was founded 22 years ago and has over 60.7 million subscribers. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Thank you, Amaka. Stay tuned for sports and more in a moment.
The game is changing.
Consumers are winning, businesses are serving, every consumer needs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes, every business must play fair and deliver what they promise. Never promise the world and deliver a village. FCCPC, promoting choice, ensuring fairness.
Millions of Nigerians have switched to Oral-B and are enjoying strong tea and fresh bread. But other people still suffer from tooth pain. To them I say, switch to Oral-B Pro Health 24-hour protection. Its advanced formula gives you 24-hour protection against bad breath and protects against tooth holes that can lead to tooth loss. So what are you waiting for? Save your teeth and use Oral-B 24-hour protection.
Good, tasty food is worth living for. Worried about your oil every time you enjoy your favorite meal? Introducing Smart Balance. Smart Balance rice bran oil is rich in gamma-oryzanol. Several studies suggest that gamma-oryzanol may contribute to the reduction of bad cholesterol. Golden Terra Smart Balance oil. Good food, no worries.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. New Nivea Radiance and Beauty Advanced Care with 5 oils and 5 vitamins. 48-hour nourishment. Helps reduce appearance of stretch marks in just 2 weeks. New Nivea Radiance and Beauty Advanced Care for your shade of beautiful.
Imagine lovely meals you can cook with these ingredients. You spend heavily, but no guarantee of a tasty meal. Not making a right choice of seasoning cube can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a tasty meal, do not compromise. Choose Gold.
Use Terra Gold for the rich, consistent taste your loved ones crave for. Good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra Gold. 1 cube, endless possibilities.
When it's bright and early, get your breakfast right. You need all the nutrients that will hold you tight. Stay in power, you find it all in Peak. Every move you make, Peak's got you all the way. And the Peak goes on.
Power on every morning with our Peak breakfast to make the most of every day. Peak. Reach for your peak.
TerraCube is available in beef, chicken, jollof and shrimp flavors at attractive prices of 50, 100, 200 and 500 naira.
TerraCube. Unwrap joy. Unleash taste.
Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish your kids. Milo 3-in-1 is such a smart choice. Milo, energy to go further.
From Nestle. Mealtime is game on. Meet that game changer made from natural ingredients to deliver game-changing chicken aroma and taste for my whole team.
Mom, why did we not use this before?
Upgrade your chicken game with game-changing chicken flavor from Maggi Chicken.
Progress
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point oh.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as Sure Banker. Progress na small wind where they carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you they use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
You're just in time for sports update with Ayo Makinde, who will be giving us a rundown of winners at the Ballon d'Or in Paris.
Thanks so much, Naja Atu. But before we go to Paris, let's quickly tell our viewers that the Flying Eagles will round off preparation against Australia in their final warm-up friendly for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Nigeria are in Group F alongside Colombia, Saudi Arabia and Norway. The match will take place at the city of Santiago, 9 p.m. Nigerian time. Nigeria earlier drew Chile 1-1 on Saturday. Now let's go over to the much anticipated 2025 Ballon d'Or Awards, which held at Théâtre de Charité in Paris, France, and it has produced winners in recognition of their performance in the 2024-2025 season. Now let's have a look at some of the winners that we have so far, because the Best Men Coach Award went to Luis Enrique of PSG in Spain, while Sarina Wiegman of England and Netherlands won the Women's Coach. Of course, PSG was the Men's Club of the Year, while Arsenal Women's Football Club of England emerged as the Best Women's Club. Well, Lamine Yamal is a sensation of the moment of FC Barcelona and Spain, while Vicky Lopez of also Barcelona won the award. Gianluigi Donnarumma, who recently switched from PSG to Manchester City, is the best men's goalkeeper. Let's take a look at the next flip, because Victor Gyökeres from Sweden, Sporting Lisbon and Arsenal got the highest goal scorers award, while Ousmane Dembele, that's the French international who plays for PSG, is the men's player of the year. And Aitana Bonmanti of Spain emerged as the best women's player of the year. And that's a wrap on Sports Live here on the Network News and the Ballon d'Or Award. It's back to Naja Atu.
Thank you, Ayo. It's also exciting to note that Dembele is the first player to win the Ballon d'Or while playing for a club of his own country since 2001, when Englishman Michael Owen of Liverpool won. And that's it on the Network News. Thanks for being a part of it. I'm Naja Atu Tijani.